he won. There's not. We can have the evidence. All the documentation shows he won.
But what's the evidence?
There's a lot.
Like what?
Well, there's a lot.
But which one thing?
There's so much. I can't. Everything I have. Too much shows. There's a lot of evidence. All the documentation shows you guys that election was stolen.
But what one thing?
There was a lot of elections stolen. Okay, bottom line.
But can you say one piece of evidence?
Like I said, if you have any other questions, you can ask them. I got no more. Okay? So you take that mic, go shining where to shine.
Okay.
Take that mic and show where to shine. I think he was trying to say show where the sun don't shine. But he said show to shine, which was maybe the most eloquent part of everything he just said. We got a lot of evidence. What is the evidence? So much of it. What? The documentation. What? The evidence. The election was stolen. What? Yet again, the good liars who everybody needs to follow perfectly show you how the logic flow of these Trump supporters that still support the man despite every single shred possible of evidence that the man is a traitor and the man is only in it for himself and it's a scam of the highest order as they keep buying his Trump NFT trading cards, digital him as a superhero trading cards. This is the weaponization of ignorance. It's the weaponization of stupid. In a moment, I'm going to show you several more examples of ignorant Trump supporters that, due to a lack of critical thinking skills, I'm trying to be as polite as I can and not say, dumb oops. I don't think most of them are cruel, and they've been convinced of contradictory, nonsensical trains of thought. The election was stolen. Where's the evidence? There's so much evidence. Where is it? Because there's so much. Name just one thing. There's a lot. That's why I can't name one. That should make it easy to name one.
Go shining where to shine.
But that's not it. Check out these fine, top of the line, top of the intelligence food chain folks.
Stole the votes. The Dominion voting machines stole the votes. And George Soros, Mark Zuckerberg.
Okay. Do you see how she's just repeating the words she's heard on a combination of Fox News and Trump's social feed and Newsmax and InfoWars? George Soros and Mark Zuckerberg all stole the election. Also, the Dominion voting machines. Oh, you mean the ones that there's not one shred of credible evidence to anything? And to prove it in a court of law, they sued Fox News for lying and pretending that they were changing the election results. And Fox News had to pay like close to $1 billion to admit fault in this scheme. And it came out during the trial that they knew that the election was not stolen. They were lying to their own viewers. Even after all of that comes out, to still say that Dominion voting machines stole votes shows you the weaponization of ignorance and the weaponization of people who are a little soft-brained.
First of all, watch the movie 2,000 Mules. And second of all, somehow or another, Biden got an extra, 120,000 plus more votes to Donald J. Trump's no votes? No, there's something fishy about that.
There's something fishy about that, Jenny. I'm not a smart man, but I also don't know how elections work. He literally said a sentence that can't even be processed by the human brain. Biden somehow got 120,000 more votes than Trump's 0 votes. There's something fishy about it. You can't take the difference in an election and then say, how could all of that lead have been to no votes for the other person? Because the other person got millions and millions of votes. It just was 110,000 less. That is how counting works. That's just basic counting.
We just follow a lot of non-mainstream media to learn the real truth about what happened. So
you think that it was a stolen election?
I would say so, as what I have known so far of what I've read and researched.
I'm sure you've read and researched so much in between shopping for outfits that make you look like a used car salesman on the 4th of July.
We know the truth. We know what...
You know it above the courts?
I'm not saying I know it above the courts personally as Wendy, but I just believe in what I believe. And in my heart, I know who won and I know who should be in office.
You see, Wendy, you are then saying it, that you as Wendy, person with no legal background, no access to all of the evidence that the courts have had, unless you watch the court proceedings and then learn what they learned, and you would realize that it is made up. So when you say you believe what the courts do not believe and reject it over 60 times in 60 court cases, you are, as you, Wendy, saying that you believe the courts are wrong and you are right based on nothing. Then when your next sentence is, but I know who I believe should be president and who I feel in my heart should be president, is the whole problem here. Is the entire point. You can want somebody to win. You can believe in your heart that person should have won, but you can't believe in your heart they are the president just because you wanted them to.
George Soros, Mark Zuckerberg, paid $400 million to flip the votes. Mike
I-
the Pillow Man will tell you that.
Mike the Pillow Man will tell you that. Are you aware that you just cited as your source for believing what the courts struck down? What? The government and independent prosecutors and government researchers and every legitimate news network that didn't have to apologize on the air for lying. But Mike the Pillow Man is why you believe he sells pillows. He sells pillows by all accounts. He dresses real weird with his cross outside of his shirt in a collared shirt. He is a ridiculous man who's trying to take down the country so he can become more famous and have you say Mike the Pillow Man said it. Mike the Pillow Man is not the equivalent of legitimate news organizations. I can't believe I have to say that out loud, except this is modern day American, so I can believe it, and I just said it. I also can't believe that I just said you can watch my stand-up comedy clips 3 times a week. I release them on my TikTok, Threads, Instagram, and Twitter at Ben Gleib. I'm reporting here for Rebel HQ, and I'll be doing more of it. And I will be as dumbfounded then as I am now.
Go, you take that mic, go shutting. Where does shut?